2, 1. Blast off. Hey, yo. What's up, everybody? This is your boy, DJ Dr. Missionary. And we got an all new episode of DTI Takeover Radio Show ready for y'all today. Before we get this party started, though, I want to make sure we remind everybody, man, to tune into an all new episode of the DTI Takeover Radio Show on weekdays at 8 p.m. and on weekends at, I forgot the time, but I'm going to get back to y'all on that one. We got a very special guest, though, with us today, man. Like I said, make sure you check out our all new DTI Takeover Radio Show. But even if you can't check out the show, make sure you check out or follow us on all our social media, man. Follow us on Facebook at Total Entertainment Radio. Hit us up on Instagram at the Total ENT Experience, or check out our website at www.totalentradio.com. If you old school like me, man, just give us a call 313-217-1588. Again, I'm your boy DJ Dr. Missionary, and we got an all new episode of the DTI Takeover Radio Show. Now, somebody asked me, right? Somebody asked me, I ain't gonna say who it is because I ain't ready to introduce it yet, but she like, what does DTI mean? And I guess it's my fault, right? Because everybody that's been rocking with us, right, from day one when we only had the group, we kind of knew what it is, but we got a lot of new followers, a lot of new listeners, a lot of new people checking us out. So if you're new to the game, right, I gotta let you know off rip. The DTI Takeover Radio Show is based from our group, Desire to Inspire. So if you're not on Facebook in the group, join the group, man. Desire to Inspire, right? And this group was something that we founded because we was broke, man. We was broke. We didn't have nothing but a desire. We didn't have a book. We didn't have a computer. We didn't have nothing. So we wanted to create a community that really was centered around people that just had that desire to inspire. And our next guest, man, has inspired me. I know she inspired me, so she's definitely gonna do her thing and hopefully inspire y'all. For y'all that's been following me, y'all know I just did the reality show, The Real Entrepreneur, and I was able to connect with her on the show. She was one of the contestants, and honestly, she's really changed the whole game with the way that I've looked at my brand, our brand as a radio station, right? And even the other brands that we connect with and collaborate with. Very unique perspective, smart woman. She is the author of From Passion to Paycheck and the CEO and founder of Brand Crush Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Brittany Alexis. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, girl. I see your hair blowing.
Oh, you see my hair blowing?
Yeah.
I got my little thing.
Like you going with the wind.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Brittany.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a long time coming, man.
Yes, it has.
I don't know if we're going to be able to tell them the whole story.
Right.
But before we get started, can you just let people know a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Brittany Alexis. I am the CEO and founder of Brand Crush Monday. We are a full-service branding agency specializing in branding, marketing, and web design. Okay. I also am a mom of 2 daughters, 3 and 6.
Okay.
And I'm an author. I'm the author of From Passion to Paycheck, How to Use Your Gifts for Greatness. And I was also a contestant on The Real Entrepreneur.
Yes, you was, girl.
And I'm just a full-time creative. So I love creating. I love inspiring others. And that's just who I am.
I want to dive right into your book, right? Because I'm in the process of reading it right now. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm on chapter 6. Well, I'm supposed to start chapter 7. I'm on chapter 7 when I first get started. So From Passion to Paycheck, right? What made you even put pen to paper for this?
Yeah, so it was inspired by my own entrepreneurial journey. I've been an entrepreneur for 11 years now, full time. And, just going through the many challenges, the many ups, the downs, the triumphs, the victories, the wins, and just so many lessons learned over the years. I never really had like a true mentor. So, I find myself bumping my head a lot of times and then just like learning the lesson, taking the L, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it is just my own journey inspired the book. I wanted to help other people who want to follow their passions or other people who want to follow their dreams and what they want to do and aspire to be, and just kind of give them that blueprint on how to do that. So that's how that book came about.
That's crazy because, one of the things I wanted to commend you on, right? I know I'm only in chapter 7. It's 23 chapters, but they ain't that long though, so don't trip. But being on my chapter 7, right, I think one of the things that has kept me sort of taking my time reading this book is just how literal, right? That I can take it. Like the things, the steps that you're listing out in the book, from aligning yourself to having faith over fear, right? All of these things you're not only presenting as topics, right, but you're actually describing the process of them, as well as giving advice that I could use, right? How was that experience or those experiences, right? Those experiences that you poured into the book, how were they able to shape you in a way that you're able to put other people up on game, especially as effectively as you're doing in the book?
Yeah, like I said, it's just trial and error. Like entrepreneurship is truly trial and error.
Yeah.
And so, I just find myself on this faith journey. I tell people all the time, you cannot be an entrepreneur if you do not have faith. Like you have to have faith, or it's not going to work.
Right.
And so the book is just really about, how to have faith, how to trust the journey and trust the process. And that's something that I had to do in my own journey, is just trust the process and trust God and know that, whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you aspire to be, it can happen, but you just have to have faith and you have to put in the actions and just take that bold leap, you know?
Who do you think that your book is most for? Like if you had to describe your ideal book bio, is book bio a word? It's a word today.
It's a word today. So originally my book was targeted for female entrepreneurs, but honestly, anybody can read the book. Anybody, male or female, who has a vision, who has a dream, who wants to do more for themselves. Maybe they're not satisfied with working their regular job and they're really passionate about something like singing or baking or whatever it is that they're passionate about, and they want to take that to the next level. Anybody, it's for anybody who's ready to take their passions to the next level.
I see you talking about a vision, right? And knowing you and having gotten to know you on the show and even after the show, right? And reading the book, I tell you all the time, like sometimes I read in the book and it feel like you're saying it, right? Because we done had conversations where you saying the same stuff that's in the book or giving it a little twist, right? And so I've noticed how often you've spoken about having a vision, right? How important, I'm gonna ask you another question about this afterwards, right? But how important is having a vision to you?
I think having a vision is everything, because if you don't have a vision, where are you going, right? Right? So where are you going if you have no vision?
That's true.
And so I think having a vision will take you far, because once you have that vision, you can actually map out the steps. And even just hear from God the next steps, you know what I mean? To fulfill that vision. So I definitely think having vision is super important.
You seem like the type that has always had a vision. Like, it don't seem like you could be a Britney, right, without having a vision. Probably as young as your babies, right? Is that true? Like, have you always had a vision for yourself?
I've always been a visionary. So like no matter what I'm doing, I like to think big, right? And so, and I talk about that in the book as well. The power of thinking big. Actually, one of my favorite books is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Really, really good read. But I'm just like, even as a child, I've always had like a vivid imagination where I just like to create things. And like I used to have my own karaoke club growing up. Like I had started my own little cheer team, like I just used to always just have
putting stuff together. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on, I'll go ahead and get my stuff together. But that's for one, that's inspiration. You talked about thinking big. I think for me, right, that might have been the chapter that hit me the most. You know what I'm saying? Don't make that face, because I already know where you're going with this, Brittany. I told you. I get it.
I didn't say nothing. Okay.
But you right though, and I guess one of the things that even as me, and people will probably tell you, like, yeah, he always got some crazy ideas. I do, right? But there's a difference between having a crazy idea and actually thinking big enough to see it all the way through. And I feel like to anybody, you definitely right, because I seen some of the sister girls and the hey girls in the book, but shit, I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Because this apply to me too. You feel what I'm saying? And everything you saying is so, or a lot of things what you're saying is so spot on. It speaks to me as an entrepreneur in the process. And I think what I love the most about your book is really anybody at any level can use that. That book is more like a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying? Because, and you can probably understand this too, right? It's one kind of faith that you got to start stuff out. But, you know, when man,
you gotta have the faith to finish that thing.
What, man? What that halfway through faith? You feel what I'm saying? Is a whole nother faith. Yeah. And I feel like the book is doing a lot for me. In that halfway faith where, all right, I can pick me up and I can finish and keep it going. So y'all make sure y'all go get a copy of the book. Let people know how to get a copy of your book.
Yeah, so you can get a copy of the book at FromPassionToPaycheck.com, or it is also available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and Books A Million.
Okay. That's what's up, man. And don't forget to read that what is it? I always call it a prelude. That introduction, man. That introduction dope, man. The introduction to your book, especially the part about you, which kind of lead me to my next thing, because it was in learning. Like I had learned a lot about who you were, right, on the show and even after the show. But let's just be real. You kind of be on that humility tip. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really put out there everything that you could put out there. And then I read the book. I'm like, oh, Future, Will I Am. Okay. Can you let people know more about what you've done with Brand Crush Monday, especially that one-stop shop of branding? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So, like how I started?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I started off designing back in like MySpace, Crush Spot days. Like, you know, when we used to have our portfolios. And
yeah, you better rate me a 10. You better rate me a 10.
And so I used to design my own pictures. And like a lot of my friends, they're like, oh, can you design mine? Can you design mine? And I'm like, sure. Yeah. So that's kind of how my whole designing started.
Okay.
And then from there, like, I ended up going to Clark Atlanta University.
Shout out to Clark Atlanta.
Shout out to CAU. And then I was in a freshman talent show, right?
Okay.
I was in a freshman talent show for singing.
I was about to say you were singing?
I was singing. And this is kind of another reason how this book came about. It's about how to use your gifts for greatness. So I used my gift of singing in a talent show, but it opened up doors for me as a graphic designer. So because I won the talent show, right? A lot of my peers, they knew who I was. I was kind of popular on campus for that. And known on campus for that. And so Instagram had just came out. And so, you know, like all the celebrities, all the brands, they like tag a graphic designer.
Yeah.
And so everybody knew I designed because a lot of my peers on campus, they were like running for like class president. President. So they're like, we need graphics. So, you know, me, I'm just like, I'll do y'all graphics. Like, sure. Like I wasn't even charging or nothing. I was just doing it off the love.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, Instagram had just came out. All these people asking to tag a graphic designer. So everybody started tagging me.
Wow.
And so from there, I had an opportunity to work with a lot of different celebrities and brands in Atlanta. That really just kind of opened the door for me to be my own brand and my own business.
Yeah, man, that's crazy because I can see the thinking big in what you did. You know, you said something, man, that's so real, especially in my own personal entrepreneur life, right? Like sometimes you got to go through the back door, right, to get through the front door. And it be so many times where I got to pick up another skill or develop another talent. Like I didn't know how to DJ when we started this radio station. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought equipment and started practicing and messing up and fixing it. Like you get what I'm saying? How important is that, or can you explain to viewers? Because I try to put it in words when I talk to people, but honestly, you know, my patience don't be that good. So once they tell me they want to do it they one way and then they don't want to try nothing else, I give up. How do you explain that to the entrepreneur that maybe this other gift will usher you in to be able to do what you want to do? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I just say use your gifts. Like just use them because God gave them to you for a reason. And so when you know how they say, like, if you don't use your gift, you lose your gift.
Yeah.
And so I say just use it because you never know what opportunities may happen for you. You never know what other doors may open just from you using your gifts. So I just say go for it and use your gifts. Perfect your gifts, work on your gifts, but definitely use them.
You talk about that in your book. I was trying to get away from the book, but you, like I said, talking to you and reading the book is like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you talked about being a good steward over your gifts, right? And I really want listeners get the book. Like I said, get the book, right? But really understand that I'm in total agreement with what you're saying, Britt, right? Because to me, stewardship is the seed that you sow for abundance. Right. The more, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can pray for increase, right? But can you take care of what you got so that you're ready for the increase that you got coming? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And so, yeah, definitely anybody that's tapping in, like, get the book, but understand that, man, like, it's in the stewardship of your gifts, yo. It's in the stewardship of your gifts. What you're doing with what you already got may very well be the key to getting what you want. You know what I'm saying? I want to switch over because you were just a guest judge for the amazing Shooting Stars Talent Showcase brought to you by Total Entertainment Radio. How you like the show, Brittany?
I love the show. The show is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Some really, really great talent there. I truly enjoyed it. I had a good time.
We had a ball. Man, my back was hurting so bad that morning after I was doing that electric boogaloo on them crutches.
You know what I will say? It was so hard trying to pick, who I thought would win. Like when the judges had to deliberate, that was like one of the hardest decisions. But I really enjoyed it.
Hey, I was like, I'm glad it ain't me, boy. I was glad it ain't me. Shout out to the winners, man. Only One Jackson, man. We're going to be interviewing Only One Jackson and Luce the King tomorrow afternoon. So make sure y'all stay in tuned for that. I can ask you now that it's over, because we had 4 judges or 3. Y'all picked 4 people.
3.
Y'all had 3 judges, but you picked
4. Surprise judge.
Oh yeah. So who was your pick? Who was the one that you knew you had to have in the finals? I'm just interested.
Regina.
I could see that. That girl sang that song.
Off.
Yeah, she did. I'm gonna tag her in this interview, man, because I called her the day after. I said, "Girl, you played a trick over us. You know she ain't letting none of us hear her sing nothing."
Listen, when she was singing, when she hit that last note at the end, I said, "Oh, she won."
Yes,
she won. Out of all the good acts and dancing, and you know what I'm saying, when she sang that song, I said, "Oh no, she won."
It's crazy what I was explaining to to the rest of the team, you know what I'm saying, and some of the other people, our production team that we had. I was letting them know, I'm like, yo, Brittany got a real colored entertainment background. You know what I'm saying? And so you already know I talked to you about your voice, man. That voice is something else, right? But you also got a real good ear. So you being a judge, to me, you know what I'm saying, having those kind of judges on our showcases kind of shows the in my opinion, right, the level of excellence. You know what I'm saying, that we kind of share. And so I knew you would bring that to the table, man. How much do you love the music?
I love music. Music is, I breathe music. Like every day I cannot do nothing without music, right? Yeah. So I have a very strong musical background. I grew up, singing in church. I sang at the Detroit Opera House.
Okay.
I went to Detroit School of Arts as a vocal major as well.
Okay. You gonna sing? You gonna sing for us?
Not today. Not today.
I'm petty.
Outside of that, I also worked in the music industry, so I had a chance to work with Think It's a Game Records with Rich Homie Quan, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Trinidad James, Forte Bowie, and Jacquees. So that was an amazing experience. Just being able to work in the music industry.
How much was you able to pick up and work with a lot? I know it was.
I picked up a lot.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I said, I was able to have these different opportunities. That's kind of how I'm able to be who I am today as an entrepreneur. Just networking with different people and building those relationships has definitely helped me become who I am.
I'm happy we was one of those relationships that you picked up. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, we ain't gonna be able to cover this in this interview, right? But like, yeah, if people decide to talk to me about you, I got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Because of how a lot of people, and I'm bullheaded, I don't listen to a lot of people, right? And so to get my attention and to have me listening to you, you really got to be saying that I'm really saying something that I'm taking as valuable, right? As something that I'm really seeing as a solution to some of my own problems. And like, I don't even know if you know for real, right? How some of the stuff that you done, sewn in my ear, or stuff that I've seen you do, or even read from your book, right, has been able to sort of kind of push me in the right direction, in making decisions in my own life. I want to switch over and talk about, the real entrepreneur. because I tell you this, like, seriously, and I'm not going to spill nothing of what happened on the show or anything, right? But from what I've learned about you, man, if there was anybody that deserves the title, right, the real entrepreneur, yes, you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
What made you believe, right? What is it about your daily entrepreneur life, right, that made you know that you will be an asset to the real entrepreneur show?
I mean, I'm a real entrepreneur, you know. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2014, right? I remember I got fired from my job.
Yeah.
For making my website. And so ever since
God giving you a sign.
Listen, ever since that day, I have not worked a job. I've been full-time entrepreneur, and literally every day I work on my own stuff. I work on my own visions, my own ideas. And so I don't know what else to say. I'm just a real entrepreneur. I network, I grind, you know what I'm saying? I do what I do.
It's crazy because every time I talk to a real entrepreneur, they explain it just like that. It be just like that. I do it. It's just what I do. And if you ask me, I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, I wake up doing it and I go to sleep doing it. That's how I know.
Seriously.
Like if you had to give a recipe of what a real entrepreneur was, what kind of ingredients?
What kind of ingredients?
Yeah.
Vision, determination, perseverance, hard work, dedication, grit, faith. I guess all the chapters in my book.
I'm going to say, right? I was visioning them in my head. I was like, that sounds like chapter 3, chapter 6.
Yeah, so you got to get that from passionatepaycheck.com. Get your copy. And you find all the ingredients in that book.
I think I don't know. I'm only on chapter 7, right? But I think I even saw some mention of humility, right, in there, and understand. I think, especially where I'm at now as an entrepreneur, the ability to admit or accept, right, when there's an area where I need improvement. You get what I'm saying? Hey, can you name an instance where you had to accept a similar?
Absolutely. So I'm a true believer in delegating your tasks outside of people, because at the end of the day, we're entrepreneurs. We have the vision. We want to do it all. We want to put our hands in everything, but at the same time, you have to really go with what your strong suit is. If you're not strong in admin, like, I don't like sending emails. I'm gonna just keep it 100. It's not my thing. I like to create. I like to design. I like to build websites. Emailing is just not my thing. So I ended up having to hire an admin assistant. Shout out to Adila.
Shout out to Adila.
But yeah, I had to hire an admin assistant because that's just not my thing, right? So I definitely believe in just delegating your tasks. If that's something you're not good at, find somebody else to do it, because y'all can get a lot done more quicker.
If everybody working on it,
trying to do everything else, and you just gonna burn out.
You sound like you're talking to me. This ain't even a show no more. You're talking right to me. I know you're talking to me, Brittany.
You don't want to get burnt out.
Do everything, silence.
Don't burn yourself out trying to do everything.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. What do you think is, we did what, 9 episodes, 10 episodes. of The Real Entrepreneur. And make sure, before I even keep going, make sure y'all tune in to an all new episode of The Real Entrepreneur every Friday at 7 p.m. featuring Dr. Casual Pitts, right? You definitely going.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna see me on there. Y'all gonna see me.
Yeah, we gonna see. You gonna see everybody.
Yeah, my God.
Brittany, you killed everything you touch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you killed everything you touched. How hard was it, or was it difficult at all? Right? Maintaining your brand, we talked earlier about walking with grace, right? How easy or hard was it for you to do those competitions with grace?
It was easy because I am who I am, you know, and I feel like as long as you just be true to yourself, you know, it's nothing really fake or phony, or you know what I mean? You're just being yourself. And I think when you be yourself, you can do everything with grace.
I didn't learn that until after the first night. The first night, I was trying to be a full-on Christian. You know what I'm saying? 100%. After the first night, I said, I gotta be me, man. I get
what you're saying. So you're saying like code switching for TV.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that because I'm me. Like I'm just always be me.
But see, you got a good code already. I'm the one with a bad code.
See?
Yeah. So like it's hard for me not to even cuss on this show. But I'm not gonna do it though. Wanna know why? Because I'm 100% Christian right now.
Goodbye. Good night, Silas.
What if you had to name the top thing that you learned from the show? What would it be?
Ooh, the top thing that I learned from the show. Ooh. Everybody is not like you. And everybody's not going to like you. And that's okay.
That's real. You told me that.
Yeah. Everybody is not like you. And everybody's not going to like you.
Yeah.
So I would say that's my number one.
I guess I'll be wondering, Brittany, like how you able to deal with that so good though? Like I know I get it. Everything you saying is fact, right? Everybody ain't like me, right? But I guess I struggle, right? Okay, how do I treat people because I know they not like me?
You just treat people with love. Like that's just something I grew up doing. Yeah. Like my grandma used to always tell me to treat people with kindness. And if they're not nice to you, kill them with kindness.
So, shout out to grandma.
Shout out.
Grandma good, man. I need to figure out how to do that. Love everybody. Everybody love everybody.
Because if you look at it, like everybody is God's people, right? Like that's we true. All are God's people. So if you treat God's people with love, you know,
then God treats you.
He wants us to love everybody. So
I feel you.
You know,
y'all make sure y'all tune in to All New Real Entrepreneur, man, every Friday. What you can watch it on YouTube, TV. You can watch it on Facebook Live, and I think we gonna check Roku. You can search it on Roku and see if it's up there. It might be together, but it's definitely a good show. It definitely was a crazy. Not crazy. Well, it was kind of crazy, but it was in there.
It did get a little intense.
Don't tell him
those episodes, but y'all gotta go check that out.
Y'all already know what I did, so don't call me asking me no questions. Yeah, I did it and I said it. Oh well, it happened. But it was a good show. It's an overall experience. I'm glad that we able to do it, and I'm proud. I mean, I'm proud of our city. Like I'm proud of we had contestants from New York, right? Shout out to Chosen and Carly. We had contestants from Indiana. Shout out to Teresiah and West, right? We had Houston/Detroit, right? Shout out to Jay. But we had 5. We had half of the cast, right, coming in from the city. Did that make you feel a little bit more at home knowing that you had half the cast from your city? I know it did me, man.
Yeah, it was cool. You know,
yeah,
I love knowing that, you know, it's other people from Detroit.
Yeah. So shout out to all the cast, man, especially that Detroit cast. Cammy Jarvis with Look at God Clothing, Cammy with Craving Her Curves, Pumpkin with Erotic Explosion, and then me and you, Brittany, we make 4 and 5. But I'm really proud of the way that we came and represented, and y'all stay tuned. Excuse me. with everything that we're doing, because that was just a start, man. We really have all intentions of doing a lot more for the city, a lot more to inspire and to elevate people that are not just in our industries, but in other industries alike, man. Brittany, what's next for you?
What's next for me? So I am dropping a podcast. The From Passion to Paycheck podcast will be coming soon. And I have some events loading. So
okay, events loading. Brittany about to be out here in these streets. So make sure you stay tuned, man. I definitely that podcast I think is definitely gonna be right on time with what a lot of people are needing. So please keep Total Entertainment in mind, man, so we can go ahead and do whatever we need to do to make sure that everybody know about the From Passion to Paycheck podcast. Before we leave, can you let people know how to follow you on your social media?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook at Brittany Alexis, on Instagram at I am Brittany Alexis, and on LinkedIn at Brittany Alexis.
Hey, listen, y'all heard it here first on the DTI Takeover Radio Show. And if you ask yourself, do she desire to inspire? You better be answering, yeah. Make sure you tune in to all the DTI Takeover Radio Show. Weekdays at 8 p.m. and weekends it's at noon. Weekends at noon. Saturdays and Sundays at noon. You can listen to us. Download the app, man. I mentioned that before. Whether you got Android, iPhone, Apple products, whatever you got is downloadable. Just search Total Entertainment Radio in your app store and download the app, or listen to us online at www.totalentradio.com. Just hit the play button at the top, and then you can go ahead and hear what Brittany got to say and everything, and any of the special announcements that we got coming up. I'm trying to figure out what we got coming up. I think we got Praise in the Park coming up in August, so make sure y'all stay tuned to that. We're doing that again this year, man. And Brittany, man, we got to bring you down there to Praise in the Park. I ain't think about that.
I would love to come.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
I love to praise and worship. So
I know, and I'm gonna be 100% Christian that day too. Now the day before I'm gonna be a 67, but that day I'm gonna be a 99, because 99 and a half won't do.
Oh Lord,
God gonna kick my butt one day. Hey, listen, listen. Make sure y'all stay connected to Total Entertainment Radio, man. Follow us on Facebook at Total Entertainment Radio. Check out our Instagram at The Total ENT Experience. Visit us online at www.totalentradio.com. If you want to be on one of our shows or you want to advertise your business, make sure you fill out one of our contact forms too. I forgot we got them on the website, man, and we'll get you on there and get you good. Give us a call, man, 313-217-1588 or 313-880-7853. Thank you, Brittany, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate it, man. This was dope, man. We got to do this again.
Yes. Absolutely.
Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in, stay locked in, man. This your boy DJ Dr. Missionary, and we signing off. I'll highlight y'all.
Bye.